Singapore is a very expensive country with many hotels over $300 to $700 per night. But in this video, I'll be showing you the top 10 hotels that are in the range of $100 to $200 so that you can prevent that whole burning in your wallet when you come to Singapore. We searched the various different websites from Traveloka, Trip.com, Agoda, and even Google Maps. And using the methods of how we usually find our hotels on travels by scanning pictures, using Google Maps to find out the location of the hotel, whether or not if it's close to a public transport. So rest assured that what we'd recommend is a hotel that we might actually stay. Lastly, remember to like, share and subscribe. And for subscribing, here's a baby photo of me and Rose. So without further ado, let's get started with this video. But first, a disclaimer. Hotel prices are checked 1 to 2 months in advance and might differ when you're booking your own stay. We also stay at some of these hotels, but most of them are opinions based on research and pictures. The first hotel is Hotel Boss. We have mentioned this before in our past videos for budget hotels to stay in Singapore. So if you want, go and check that video out over here. So yes, we actually stay in this hotel, so you can stay tuned for the next hotel review. Overall images of the place looks nice and does not look unprofessionally taken as you have seen from some other hotels. However, the room wise really small of 14 meter squares. Some of the rooms do have a balcony, which I personally prefer because it can get really claustrophobic for a tiny room like that. Price wise, at the moment of filming and checking, lowest rates for weekdays are at $159 and the highest go up to $200, whereas on the weekends the lowest is at $190 and the highest being $239. Yes, above $200, but there are a couple of nights on the weekends that have a price of $190 to $200, so gotta check that out first. It is also for the cheapest rooms for that hotel, which is the superior twin of only 14 meter square and without breakfast. For the location wise, it's 6 minutes walk to Lavender, which is rather decent and is actually sheltered all the way to the train station, which was rather surprising for me. However, Singapore is known to have horizontal rain, so if it gets really heavy, you might still get wet. There's also a bus stop right opposite, which is in the direction of the city, which you do have a couple of buses, but I personally prefer to take the MRT instead. Hotel Boss is also located just on the outskirts of Kampong Glam, a place rich in history and culture of the Malay heritage here in Singapore. It's also flooded with great food and interesting places to check out. So if you do not have breakfast, go down and explore to your heart's content. Overall, I would say this place is decent with an average price of only $200. So if you're coming with a friend or a couple, splitting it 2 ways makes it a whole lot more affordable. For the next hotel, just further down the road of Hotel Boss, we have V Hotel Lavender, a hotel which is directly connected to Lavender MRT. Room wise, it's similar to Hotel Boss as well, with 14 meter squares and largest one at 16 meter square. Pictures on the website were done really nice and I do not really have any issues with it apart from it being a relatively unknown brand. Price wise, for a typical weekday rate, it ranges from about $170 a night to $220. For a typical weekend, it will range from a low of $190 to a high of $240. However, looking at the rates across the entire month, more rates were below $200 than compared to Hotel Boss, making it seem like a cheaper one. The smallest rooms are superior queen and the biggest and more expensive ones are triple rooms. Do take note that breakfasts are not included unless specified. Locality wise, I would say this is slightly better than Hotel Boss because it's directly connected to Lavender MRT via an underpass and also have a variety of amenities directly below the hotel. Bus stops are also just right outside the hotel, making it extremely convenient. However, if you want to explore Kampong Glam, it's slightly further away from it, so you got to take 2 bus stops to get there. The next hotel is called Beverly Hotels Elements, which is located just a stone's throw away from V Hotel as well as Lavender MRT. And I kid you not, I did not realize that these 3 hotels were so close in proximity to one another. So yes, Beverly Hotels Element is just 2 streets down from V Hotel. Room wise, it's slightly smaller of about 11 to 12 meters square and pictures of the rooms and the hotels looks really well done for a small hotel like this. Price wise, it averages about $173 to $228 on weekdays and on weekends $224 to $272. A lot more expensive compared to the previous 2 hotels, but the exterior looks really new and the pictures, like I've mentioned, are really nice. And as previously mentioned, 2 streets away from V Hotel is Beverly Hotels Element, so it's only about a 3 to 5 minutes walk to the MRT. Opposite the hotel is NTUC, where you can get most of your amenities as well. This hotel was just opened last year in 2022. Overall, if you ask me, amongst the 3 hotels, I would very much prefer V Hotel since it's a lot closer in terms of proximity to the MRT. And the next hotel is Studio M, a unique and modern hotel that combines stylish accommodations with a creative atmosphere. Located in the vibrant Robertson Quay neighborhood of Singapore, Studio M offers a contemporary urban retreat for both business and leisure travelers. Rather popular with the younger generation of Singapore, even I myself stayed there a few years ago. All the rooms are loft style, which is really cool with a room size of 22 square meters, studio lofts being the cheapest and the executive one being the most expensive. Price point of Studio M is rather decent. On the weekdays, it goes from as low as $177 to about a high of $255, while on the weekends it goes to a low of $188 and of a high of $396. So definitely you need to double check a couple of websites before confirming on one, because prices really vary a lot. Studio M, I would say, has not the best location for a hotel as a tourist, but as a staycationer, I would think it's just alright. Located in the middle of Robertson Quay area, the nearest MRT is Havelock MRT and Fort Canning MRT. Both a 10 minutes walk away. Definitely not sheltered, so if it rains, it might be an issue getting to your hotel. However, located along the Singapore River, there are tons of bars and restaurants which you can enjoy. So if you are a tourist, I wouldn't really recommend you to stay here unless you are going to rent a car or don't mind walking or have loads of cash to take cab anywhere. And the next hotel is called the Strand Hotel. Located at Bencoolen, much nearer to the majority of central Singapore, it is a 3-star hotel. Judging from the images, it does not look like the best, and some help is needed for the images on third-party websites. However, images done from the website are actually really nice, and if only they use the same photos for those third-party websites, it will probably drive a lot more sales. But everything from the website itself looks a lot better and much more inviting than the others. Smallest room being the standard twin with a room size of 20 square meters, and the largest and most expensive at 34 square meters. Prices wise, it varies a fair bit from the cheapest room at $175 on weekdays, and it goes up to $209 on weekends. Overall, I would say the pricing is rather stable even across weekends, and it does not vary too much. For the immediate surrounding, is good because you are able to just walk to the Dhoby Ghaut station or even City Hall. However, it is unsheltered. The hotel is also right outside Bencoolen MRT station, and the next best station you can get to from here is Chinatown. And moving to the next hotel, which is Novotel Singapore on Stevens, a 4-star hotel located in a prime but not so prime district. I will explain that later, but judging by the images on the various websites, it looks really nice and a beautiful and clean hotel. And being Novotel a relatively renowned name, I think this might attract a fair bit of people. And according to the various websites, all the rooms are 25 square meters. Only a few differences are the bed layouts. There's another hotel that is directly connected to Novotel as well, which is Mercure Singapore on Stevens. Apparently, Mercure was acquired by Accor, which now owns both brands. Both weekdays and weekends have the same range of prices. The cheapest so far is $161 per night. Other days will range from about $191 to $228. In terms of location, I would not say this is the best location, even though it's advertised that it's located in Orchard. It's actually a 12 minutes walk to the edge of Orchard Road, and I would say that it's not really ideal. Of course, there are buses that lead you directly to Orchard itself, but the immediate surroundings are not really for tourists and mostly surrounded by condominiums. And the next hotel is Hotel Mono, and we have actually done a full review about this hotel, so we will leave it to that. So go and check that out if you want to find more about this. But just to briefly mention, probably this hotel is one we can recommend because it's located in Chinatown and it's sheltered all the way to the MRT. Really good and decent price hotel. Average price of about $133 on weekdays, and it can go up to a peak of $234 on weekend. Coming to our next hotel is Travelodge Harbourfront. Before getting into this hotel, I have to disclaim that if you plan to explore Sentosa and VivoCity, I would recommend this hotel even though it's not located inside Sentosa itself. Sentosa has a barrage of expensive hotels that will burn a gaping hole in your wallet, but if you want something cheap and nearby, you can definitely consider this hotel. Room sizes range from about 15 to 20 square meters. Not very big, but the overall photos looks really nice. Nice to a point that it looks more like a rendering. Images do not really look like much, but it looks clean and nice. And in terms of pricing, it ranges about $169 to $233. Average prices hover about $184 on weekdays and $200 on weekends. And like I've mentioned at the start of this point, only consider this hotel if you plan to explore Sentosa, because this hotel is located relatively far away from the main attractions of Singapore. Nearest MRT is at Harbourfront MRT station, which is a 5 minutes walk, and to my surprise, it's sheltered all the way. But like I've mentioned at the first hotel, Singapore do have horizontal rain, and if it's heavy, you might get wet. but if it's light, I would say this is a good choice. And for the next hotel, Hotel G, which is located in Bencoolen, actually just further down from the Strand Hotel. And apparently it's a 4-star hotel with custom designs to reflect the cosmopolitan rhythms and dynamism of Singapore. Probably one of the few hotels that has done the marketing right. Images are on point and it looks really amazing. Though the rooms are quite small, ranging from 11 square meters up to 24 square meters. Only few difference between the rooms are the layout of the beds, with the family room being the largest. And in terms of pricing, on weekdays it goes up to about 181 and on weekends it goes to about 207. However, the average prices hover around 181 across the entire month, which is a good thing. However, the family room is a lot more expensive at $400, but it does accommodate 3 people. And as mentioned, located at the Bencoolen area, the nearest MRT is Bencoolen Station. So not an ideal station to be close, but you have the buses to bring you to places. You also do have Bugis Station, which is a 10 minutes walk, which is an interchange and has a couple of big malls for you to flex your shopping. Apart from the location, I would think Hotel G is definitely good, just that it's a distance away from large malls or the MRT. And now on to the last hotel, which I also do need to disclaim that these are honorable mentions and the prices skim the $200 range. A couple of days are below 200, but the majority of it are above. So if you are lucky enough to score this hotel below 200, good on you. And the last hotel of the 100 to 200 budget range hotels is Gen Singapore Tanglin by Shangri-La. And yes, a Shangri-La hotel with $200 price tag. You think I must be crazy? And I think I am. A 4-star hotel located on the outskirts of Orchard, this hotel is a premium at an affordable price tag. Room sizes range from about 25 square meters to a staggering 50 square meters for the executive rooms. Really huge rooms, even from normal rooms like the Deluxe Twin at 25 square meters. Shangri-La brand itself needs no introduction, but Gen is just a branch out of Shangri-La, so you will see essence of the Shangri-La-ness. Probably the thing you are waiting for this hotel is the price. It averages about $250 with the cheapest on trip.com at $165. Checking through the dates on trip.com, the cheapest is 14 to 15 as of filming. So if it changes, it's not our fault. But there are a couple more dates with the cheaper rate, so remember to hunt it out and save your wallet. So this is the end of the video. I hope we have helped you ease the search of a decently affordable hotel in an expensive country like Singapore. And if you are keen to find out more, do check out our other hotel reviews on my YouTube channel. And if you want to find out what other hotels that are below $100 range, do comment down below and we will get started on it. Thank you for watching, and remember to like, share and subscribe, and I see you guys in the next one.